Sanbonani, hello. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents about the whole Miss South Africa conversation that's happening right now. And from what I've been reading and watching and everything that's been happening around this whole conversation, I just feel like it's important to highlight a few things. One, we must not be silenced into believing that if you raise issues that are making us unhappy or uncomfortable in South Africa, it's because we self hate or because we hate Africa or whatever the case might be. Because all throughout Africa, there are many different countries in Africa. But I don't remember even one of them being made to believe that they have to accept every single thing from every single person who's not even South African in order for them to feel like they are black enough or African enough. Other countries can enforce their laws and make sure people abide by them, even chasing out people who are not in their countries legally, or walking around and being asked to produce your IDs. For those who've traveled, you'll know that in other African countries, you don't just walk around in J just by you being black and being African and you think you have free will to do as you please. It doesn't work like that in a lot of African countries. But our country, unfortunately, has opened us up to a lot of vulnerability because we are made to believe that anything that we say that is for the country and that is how we as citizens are concerned about our own country, it's because we're xenophobic or we're Afrophobic or it's because we love white people. So this is the new thing now, that if you raise any issue, it's because you're scared of white people. And my question is, the same people that are saying we're scared of white people, blah, blah, are the same people flocking to European countries. So you're saying we must chase Europeans out of South Africa so they can go back to Europe, as some of you always say. And then you're the same people that will go to European countries because now you've made a mess of every single African country and we're supposed to be okay with that. How does that work? It's really confusing for me. And then also, some people will say it's because we've been colonized to believe blah, 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 blah. Listen, there are countries like China and Japan and India. All are in the same continent, that's Asia. But you don't see Indians flocking in millions to go live in China, or millions to live in North Korea, or in millions to live in Japan, and expect the Japanese or the Chinese or the Indians to accept them by virtue of them being from the same continent. Why is South Africa given that burden? So you're saying to me that Asians hate being Asian because they don't want to allow other Asians to just walk into their countries freely. What is so special about the notion of being black and being allowed to go anywhere you want in Africa, where other countries are not doing that and they are not self-hating? They are not people who don't love themselves or love white people more. Like, Asians couldn't be bothered by white people, but apparently we're bothered by white people when we try and implement rule and law in our own country. Guys, South Africa has gone through a lot. We don't have a problem with other countries. We embrace them. We even dress like Nigerians. We dress like Swati people. We dress like anything. We don't have a problem with anyone. All we ask is for people to be in South Africa legally, and when they're here legally, to behave themselves, to respect the country, to respect its people, to respect the law. That's all that we ask for. Why are we being made to feel bad about it? So are we just supposed to allow people to just walk in and out the country and do as they please? It's not fair. It's really not fair. We've seen crime, we see trafficking, we see abuse of this country and its economy and its state. And the only thing that we're being told is because we don't want to be African enough. No, African unity, if it's a big deal, if it's so important, all the people that want this African unity so badly, why do you need to have the African unity in South Africa? Can you go and have the African unity in any other African country? We don't mind. We don't see South Africans flocking in millions in other people's countries because we're seeking for African unity, And even if South Africans do go to other countries for work or for whatever purpose, it's because they get there, they behave themselves, and they treat the people of that country with respect. They treat the law of that country with respect. We don't go around being entitled.
A video that you have just watched there is a video of Jacinta Ngobese. Like, she went on and then she was taking part on this debate when it comes to Miss South Africa Chidma. Like, you know that this is the matter that is making headlines because now Chidma is Miss South Africa. Like, but then her father is a Nigerian and her mother is a Mozambican, according to the rumors. Like, so guys. Do you remember that we never said anything about Zimbabwe refusing entry to Zodwa Bantu or Somisi? Like, in fact, we are not saying anything about the whole content not liking gay people because that is their rights. Like, each and every country have got its own rights, according to me. Each and every country have got its own rights. Like, so even myself, I do not think that this was necessary, like, for people to call us xenophobic, whereas we are standing for our rights. You cannot just come here and then you tell yourself that you are South African, whereas you are not. Because now, if I remember, the father of Chidma, he was being interviewed, and then he said this on his interview. He said he came to South Africa for a first time in 2010. So how old is Chidima? That is my question. How old is Chidima if her father came into South Africa in 2010? So I think there is too much that is happening behind the door. And then there is also someone who commented there on TikTok when this girl was putting down her comment regarding this. This person said that, like, I do not understand, Ukuti, why is it like this? Because their father said that he came into South Africa in 2010. So it means that maybe they cooked the ID. We do not know. Those are the rumors allegedly, right? So guys, yo, kuningi, it is too much. Like, this have got nothing to do with unity. Like, let's just leave unity on its own, because some people are saying that no, let's just be unity. You, South Africa, you are so xenophobic. Like, you do not love people that are coming from other countries. No, guys, myself, I do not see it like that. Like, that is why I do agree with Jacinta Ngobese's words when she was saying that this have got nothing with unity or xenophobia. It's all about the rules and also the rights that we have. You know, after watching this video of Jacinta, I was like, we just have to thank her because other celebrities are so busy making this woman a victim. I mean, someone is not scared to say out loud what we as South Africans are worried about, because this is the thing that is worrying us a lot. Some are saying that, okay, Uchidima is a South African because her mother belongs in South Africa. But then some are saying that her mother belongs in Mozambique. So there we do not know exactly what is really happening here, because in other countries we do have Miss Nigeria, we do have Miss Mozambique, we do have Miss America. So what is the reason of being Miss a specific country? Because according to me, I thought maybe for you to be a Miss South Africa, you have to have an identity of South African. Like, not just an identity book, but then your mother must be a South African, your father must be a South African. I stand to be corrected on that one. That is how I looked at it. But then if it is not that, you guys, you are so free to comment down below and let me know how does this thing go, because now this is what we are talking about. But according to me, guys, I think South Africa, like, people are playing in South Africa because our government is failing us. Like, they are just eating money to their pockets. They do not care about the rights of the people. They do not care about what we need. Like, yo, kuningi. I cannot just go to America just like that. If I go to America, they will just kick me out because they will say that no, we need these documents. If you do not have these documents, we are not going to be bribed by you. You go back to your country. But in South Africa, everyone is here. In South Africa, everyone is here, guys. This is what is happening. So people are just saying that let's be united. Let's bring unity. We can bring unity in other things, but when it comes to Miss South Africa, guys, like, yo, awa, guys. Just comment down below and let me know what you think about this, guys. But then, according to me, yo, awa. Because seriously speaking, guys, we are tired of people calling us we are xenophobic, because there's a lot of things happening in our country and our government is just keeping quiet just like that. It's like they're just watching a movie and they just laugh if it's a comedy. It is too much. This is not a movie. It's a lifetime thing. Like, this is a thing that can continue in our future generation, and that is not what we want. So I think it's time for our government to listen to our rights as people of South Africa. They have to listen to our voices, because it seems like they are not listening to us. They do not want to listen to us. We need action. We need rules. We need to stand by our rules, because we do have rules, but then they are not being followed. You see what is happening. So, guys, this is what I have for you now. I am not xenophobic. I love everyone, but then a rule of a country is a rule of a country. We love Chidima. She's so beautiful. But then when it comes to this one, I do not agree with it, according to me. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this, guys. And I love you so much. This was a tea for now. Bye-bye.